What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Guys, I'm not really a psychiatrist. I'm neither a psychologist, but I can infer whenever I look at Tia Mowry's post on Instagram, I honestly believe this is a woman that's crying out for help. Unfortunately, she's talking to an audience that follow her, people who want to say very nice things to her, and obviously people that don't want to tell her the truth. But to her chagrin, it looks shameful to the level that she's dropped things that she talks about online. First of all, this last post is very interesting. I want you to read this with me as she's posting these photos of herself in these clothes, which in my honest opinion, she looks very nice. Nobody is here to discount how beautiful the lady is. But please read this with me. Sad music! I have always loved the way that clothes can make me feel. Life can be overwhelming, but if I got the right outfit on, I might be ready for it. Juggling multiple roles between work and being a mom will make me want to stay in my good sweatpants all day long. But wait a minute, guys, here's the most important part. But as soon as I take care of myself and look good for me, and me, capitalized, I feel like I can do anything. Feeling good and loving myself is a superpower. Now, this is interesting because this is a repetitive theme that is constitutive on Tia Mowry's Instagram. I won't even get into the comments of these feminist people here who completely agree with everything that she's saying, right? But I want to transpose that. If a man were to say something like this, but as soon as I take care of myself and look good for me as a man, I feel like I can do anything. Feeling good and loving myself is a superpower. But first of all, women would feel like something is inherently wrong with you. As a man, why are you so concerned about looking good for yourself? Are you selfish? And if you divorced your wife, they will say, well, look, you're only juggling multiple roles between work and being a dad because you left a good wife. And that's why, like, you're so selfish. Any woman would say that about a man who posted the same exact post on Instagram. And here lies the problem with so many ladies that I've been noticing on Instagram. I'm seeing even the broke influencers, guys. All of them have this particular mindset for the most part. I'm doing X, Y, and Z for me. Life is all about me. Like, if you even go and look at some of these influencers now, if you go to TikTok or Instagram, they post content basically about them being in the mirror, just them taking pictures on TikTok, a video app, because they're so self-aggrandizing, caring about themselves. And everything is about themselves and feeling good and loving themselves. But at the same time, they feel like somebody should come into their life and love on them while they only love themselves, their kids or their family, and in particular become a third wheel. Now, what does this translate to any man who is doing fairly well? A man looks at this, he translates what she's saying and transcribes it as somebody who is selfish as hell and has so many red flags. The best thing that you can do is to get away from such an individual. Why are you saying that, O'Shea? What is the reason why you said? I'm glad you asked that question, because as a man who's a mature man, not saying the most mature man, but we understand that life is about people. People who bring nothing but problems in life. Your B. Simone's, your Tia Mowry, life is all about them. But those people who understand that life is always about giving and it's not always about you, the world doesn't revolve around you. Like, have you ever had that chick you've been dating or just trying to talk to? Whenever she doesn't want to talk to you, if you're a smart guy, you should never complain, okay? But now, if she sends you a message and you just so happen not to respond within 30 minutes, or 20 minutes, although it could take her a year to respond to you, a few days, and you don't get mad. If you get mad, oh, I'm busy, why are you so mad? Then she'll think you're weak. But if you don't respond exactly when she tells you to, don't you see the entitlement? And then when you try to explain that to her, she could even tell you, don't talk to me, I don't want to talk to you. Oh, why? Because I didn't want to just message you right away, or I forgot to message you, but when you're not available, I don't get an attitude with you. If you guys ever experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. And that's a person who feels like life is about them. They have absolutely nothing to offer anyone. Nobody. Not even being serious. But yet here they are, twiddling their thumbs, going around, causing a myriad of nothing but problems. Wherever they go, being selfish as hell, so immature. Then you sit there and then you ask, well, why don't I have a man? The dating market is so trash. No, here's the reason why you feel the dating market is trash. Because somebody has to bow down to you. That's why. What you're looking for is for somebody to bow down to you and worship you who does nothing for anybody else. That's what you're trying to say. And so when somebody doesn't want to do that, you have the unmitigated gall to get upset. And then you wonder why relationships with such people are so crazy. So then when you tell them about themselves, oh my God, you're insulting me. How could you? Like, do you understand how immature that is? And a lot of black men, a lot of men in general, would really appreciate women that have this particular vantage point. If you could all do us a favor and just grow up. Like, we understand you love yourself and that is fine. Okay? But for the sake of the people who want to even be in your life, can you at least fathom that life is also about other people too? I know it's going to be hard to think like this. I get it. You're a queen. You are a princess and you should be treated as such. I know we are your loyal subjects. I get it. But could you fathom for just a moment's time that life is also about other people? And the reason why you as a man or maybe a woman don't have anybody or nobody wants to participate in your life because you give nothing to others. It's about always how you feel. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of men get very turned off by such individuals. It is a painful experience to deal with such people. It is awful to deal with such people. It is crazy to deal with such people. And nobody takes this kind of person seriously. They just don't. You can think that it's serious. You can think that people think that you're serious. I'm here to tell you that nobody thinks that that's serious. Nobody thinks that that's funny at all. Want to know why? Because it isn't funny. That's why, right? And to get into a relationship with such a person, it only pains you. It tears you apart. It tears you up, okay? It really takes all that a man has just to pretty much be there with you. And I'm here to tell you guys that such individuals, you don't need to be there. Get away from them as soon as possible, if you can. Because you know what? There are some women out there who are gonna meet you halfway. They are giving. They also want to give into the relationship, and they don't want to be that person that's being a bother, a sore on people, a user, an emotional drainer, okay? An emotional clown. The same thing with a man. I would never tell a woman, if you have a self-aggrandizing male who doesn't want to give you anything or not be accountable for whatever he does, I would tell you to get the hell away from him. The same thing. But again, this whole idea that you must be around me and sacrifice and get into my life, a life that usually, if I'm going to be honest, that's marred with problems, okay? A world that a lot of guys don't want to be in it, that doesn't serve a man any sort of purpose. I'm sorry, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Pretty sure for all of you, do subscribe to the bell. We're out.